10% cloud tax, digital tax, by which to clobber big tech. Also, I would recommend repealing all regulations that we introduced in Europe and in the UK to comply with Bill Clinton's despicable Anti-Circumvention Act of 1998, which is the reason why you can't buy a jailbreaking tool, so your printer is able to recognize and use generic, cheaper ink cartridges. I could recommend that our governments rescind all tariffs imposed at the behest of Washington on excellent Chinese solar panels, on Huawei, on electric vehicles from China, while entering into a serious UK-EU-Chinese dialogue with a view to coordinate stimulus of our economies so as to stem the recessionary wave coming our way from Trump's America. I could even recommend that Europe starts its own peace negotiations with Moscow and Kiev over Ukraine, absolutely rejecting the plunder of Ukraine's underground wealth by Trump's boys. But, in all honesty, I can't find the energy to make these recommendations when I know that the radical center in power, in Britain and in the EU, will do everything they can to not do any of that. In exactly the same way they botched the euro crisis or the opportunities presented by the pandemic. Determined to remain wedded to America's rentier economy, Europe's and Britain's elites will not deviate from current policies, not unless we overthrow them first. But for this we need an agenda. A political agenda bolder than Trump's or Farage's, and of course a radically humanist agenda. An agenda that is not fearful of radical proposals, but sensible proposals, like a public green investment bank, a trust fund for everyone yielding an unconditional personal income, determination of all quasi-markets for energy, the socialization of housing, and last but not least, a surge in corporations practicing one employee, one member, one vote. Meanwhile, as we struggle to give political representation to such an agenda, let's keep all eyes on China. The only country, for better or for worse, that seems willing and able, though not predestined, to counter Trump's bullies, to boost green energy production, to work toward turning the BRICS into a new, more balanced type of Bretton Woods serving the interests of the Global South. Greetings once more from Greece.